big educational institute in Belur called Ramakrishna Mission Sarada Peeth, who has 7 institutes within it, including a degree college, many polytechnic institutes, and rest. Yesterday he met with you in an informal meeting and he spoke with you. Very interesting. Those who couldn't come yesterday missed a lot. Today we have Swami Ishatmananda ji from Chicago. He's head of our Chicago center. He came to North America only a year or more later. But he has done so much of work in Chicago, including the wonderful program that he set in last November, when about 800 devotees and monks from all countries of the Ramakrishna centers, almost all countries of where Ramakrishna Mission is there, they gathered there, and grand celebration to honor the legacy of Swami Vivekananda's 150th year was observed last year in Chicago under the leadership of Swami Ishatmananda ji. Swami Ishatmananda ji is my batchmate. We had sannyasa together, and we are together in the training center for 2 years. We were together in Purulia for a few years, and we have been very, very close friends. We have been to pilgrimages together to Kedar Badri, and also at the next time to Amarnath. So I'm literally very happy to have him here for the first time in Toronto. This is second visit to Canada. Previous one was to Calgary. So both of the Swamis will grace the occasion tomorrow, the Vivekananda Dinner 2014 at Bombay Palace in Brampton. Today, Swami Ishatmananda ji is meeting with you informally, so he will give some talk, and there have been requests to remind him to present him a song. He is not a singer, but if I say that, he'll say, what Swami, you said he's not a singer, but we heard him singing so nice. In fact, I don't know, I like his songs very much. We chanted together the stotras in Badri, in Kedar. I remember still what verses we chanted, like Varanasi Purapatim we chanted on the steps of Kedarnath temple. I remember still vividly. We went in 1986, we had gone to Kedarnath. Still I remember so clearly. So he is a very gifted soul, organizer, speaker, and wonderful monk of our order. So Swami Ishatmananda will meet you directly.
Most revered Swami Divyananda ji and very dear Swami Kripamananda ji and devotees and friends. So when Swami Kripamananda ji came over here, and from then onwards I used to just tell him jokingly, hey, when I will go to your place? And it took, I think, more than 10 years to come here. And when I was landing in that small island airport, I was wondering, so if there is a desire, somehow, sometime, God fulfills it. So why don't you desire for God realization? Why to visit only Toronto and all? So if we have to have the desire, let us have the desire of God realization. So someday we'll surely realize God. That's true. So in it's a famous book, Shankaracharya, almost in the beginning, he is mentioning 3 things are very, very difficult to achieve. Manushyatva, Mumukshutva, Mahapurusha Samasraya. These are the 3 things in human life. First is human birth, then the desire to be liberated from the bondage of birth and death circle, and a company of a very enlightened soul, Mahapurusha, his company. These are the 3 things are very, very rare. I was in Andaman. After Purulia, I went to Andaman. And when I went to Andaman, I was very happy that I am going to Andaman. And 22 monks came to see me off. And that the port, Calcutta port, you have to go by ship. You can travel by air also. But the air travel is costly. By ship you can go. I was going by ship. It's a big, very big ship. Of course, no compare with these ships here in America. But still, it's a very big ship. And I was enjoying when it is going by the Ganges. And after the Ganges, all Swamis, they were waving their hands. I was feeling something, I'm hero, I'm going somewhere else. All they came. Gautamananda was there. He was also there to see the ship. Then when it reached that high sea, only water and nothing, nowhere, nothing could be seen. Then I started thinking where I'm going. So that was a feeling. When I reached over there, I found so many devotees. Of course, in Andaman, devotees were very less, but still, 4 or 5 devotees and a lot of children, destitute, orphan children, they were there. They were waiting for me. Then I remembered our God's people, Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna's people are everywhere. Wherever you go, the same people are there. And they started taking my bag and all luggages, and please come here as it is everywhere. So God is everywhere. His family is everywhere. And this in Andaman, I found, in Andaman there are some aboriginals. They are not tribals. They are primitive human beings. They don't know how to cook and how to wear the clothing, etc. I had the opportunity to go and see them. And particularly there was a very ferocious group of people, Jadwa. You must have heard the name or read it. These Jadwa people, the Negrito type of people, wonderfully well-built people, but the moment you see them for once, because they will kill you. Second time there is no opportunity to see them. They will kill you. But what happened? One young boy of 18, 19 years maybe, he fell down from a tree and he got a lot of multi-fracture. They understood that they cannot treat him. And there is a trunk road. There's a one road passing to the jungle. And when the buses used to go in a convoy, in the beginning and the end there will be police van, jungle bush police they used to call, bush police. And they used to fire in the air to make them terrified. Like that we had to go. This time they found a lot of Jadwas. They are sitting by a little distance in an open place and showing hands like this. The governor there, they call it Lieutenant Governor, he was very close to us, so I got all this information. I went there too to see. They were showing like this, but the police and the boss, all people, they were afraid what to do because they cannot go because the boy is lying over there. And somehow they understood, they are showing like this that we are not armed and we are not going to harm you. Please help our boy. So 2-3 police came down and took the boy and then they brought him to the hospital. He was there for almost for a year and we used to visit him, to this boy. And just like any tribal people, but he knew that he has to wear the clothing in this area, he understood it. And he was a very 19-20 young boy when he behaving just like a child of 4 or 5 years. Whatever you say, he will repeat. And they were very fond of red clothes. When I went over there, he was looking at this thing, he was dragging this and putting it on his head. That means they had having a respect for the red clothes or what we do not know. Then I was still trying to teach him. I told, say, Jai Hindustan Ki, Hindustan, Jai Bharat Mata Ki. say Jai Bharat Mata Ki. He will also say Jai Bharat Mata Ki. He will repeat verbatim. I told, only Bharat Mata Ki, only Bharat Mata Ki. He will go on. So it was after 2-3 times I gave up hope to teach him. Because just like the parrot, he will look, he will read your lips and immediately he will recite whatever you say. Then I told the governor, why don't you keep a teacher who can teach him Hindi? If he learns Hindi, then he can communicate. Afterwards he will be Lyazo. That is very good. And he learned Hindi. In the beginning, he was very alone. And then when the sun will be setting, he will be holding and looking at the sea, and he will be crying, just as you have perhaps noticed in the African, those cinema and the movie, and very pathetic way he will be crying. And he will be singing also. His tune was very pathetic. So I told you better take the photo of whatever he is doing and show it to him. So he will get a company. He can understand his own language and he will be happy, I think. So slowly then he learned Hindi and he became a communication. And then when he went there, it was very interesting. And one gentleman went from Bangalore. He is a linguist. He wanted to learn the language. He stayed with him 24 hours and then with him he went to the jungle. When he went to the jungle, he took off the clothing, left it in the past, and he went inside the jungle. Just like in the Turjan movie we saw, he put both the hands like this and he was shouting in a very peculiar way the sound. After many tried, the sound started coming back, and in a few minutes, so many Jaluas came. It didn't harm to these people, they were very happy, took him inside. From then onwards, the relation developed slowly. Now I told the governor, why don't you start a school for them? So they also started mixing with the people and they were not harming the other people like this. So very good. After I think 1 or 2 years, then when they became close, the governor said, why don't you go and see them inside the jungle and think how to develop a school. The school means immediately we think there should be a building, classroom, blackboard. I told not like that. So that was I went along with that linguist and some Polish people, and the timing was when they are male folk, they go for hunting. And women, they go to dig and get some potato type of things inside the earth they will find, they will bring it, boil it, and whatever they will hunt, fish or whatever, that. But they never kill the cows. That is very special. Then afterwards I came to know, suppose you were there inside the jungle and they will be naturally kill you, but if you kneel down on the floor and all the time say, do like this, that I am surrendering, they won't kill you. So that means they have some. So slowly we came to know so many things about them. What I want to say, I went there, the children was there, so many children, I took the gift for them, that is banana. They like banana very much. Then the coconut, then the mirror, and it's called the red clothes. And I was giving them one small child, maybe hardly 4 or 5 years old, chubby face, very black, jet black, but very beautiful looking. And she came slowly, touched my hand and went away. She was thinking, trying, what is happening? Then she came again, and I didn't notice her. When I was noticing, she was running away. When I didn't notice, then slowly she came, hold my hand, and then started dragging me, and then started swinging, holding my hand. You hold my hand and swinging. Then I allowed her, but it was paining very much. To make a friendship, I allowed her. And she was again and again afterwards taking the hand and putting on her cheeks. Then I don't know what she wants to say. The linguist said, she is telling, now we are friends. So I told, okay, that's what to do now. Then they started giving the gifts because we have to go away. When the bell book comes, we do not know what they will do. They may, out of suspicion, they may start something. It will be very difficult for the few foolish people to protect us. The young ladies were one or two only, mainly elderly ladies were there. One only elderly gentleman. He looked at us and then he was sitting like this, never looked at us again. Somehow they are sitting. One small little baby, I saw the mother tied that baby on a bunch of tree, and that baby was lying like this on her back, and this what's called honey, they kept like this, one drop was coming on the lip of that, and the baby going on licking, eating, crying and playing. That way when the mother will come again. So that way, that is their life. Then you started thinking, they are also human beings. But nothing human. They get up in the early morning, they go for some hunting, some food, they come back, they live together to protect themselves, and then one day they die. Constantly they are thinking that all around enemies, anyone new face is coming, they are immediately trying to either to kill him or try to drive those people away. But they are human beings, just like us. Physically they are just like us. But actually, they are not human beings. Not that they have not learned in the school or colleges, not that they are not wearing dresses like us, not that their life is not like us, but thinking. So who is a human being? Higher and higher thoughts. In the beginning also we were like that. All of us, our ancestors were like that only. Slowly, slowly we developed. And we developed how? By conquering the external nature. And we understood the external nature, we conquered that, utilized the nature, now we are here. Swami Vivekananda, it took, I think, more than a month to come from India to this place. In a ship he was sailing. And it takes only 14 hours from India to Chicago. Even then we are not satisfied. We are inquiring, is there any other faster? So like that is going on, life is becoming fast and fast. Everything is there. But are we really human? This is the question. Why we, only handful, have come over here, a chapel, a temple. What we are doing? We sat over here, we sang some bhajans, and then we meditated, and then we recited from the Bhagavad Gita. Why we are doing these? Is it necessary? Suppose we don't do this, life will go. Millions are not doing it. So if their life is going on, then why we are doing it? These are the questions. Here, two types of people are there. One who only believe a temporary life. Another, they believe there is an eternal life. These are the only two, and nothing else. Why eternal life? Because there is something within us which is eternal. Therefore, when we are dying, that means we are changing the body and nothing else. That is the highest Vedanta, and that is the only Vedanta. And that is called God realization. That is called knowledge. That is called Nirvikalpa Samadhi, all different names. But those who achieve that, excellent life. Why? Because they tried to tell it to everyone. Shankaracharya, and we always mention Adi Shankaracharya, because there are many Shankaracharyas. Whoever is having that post is a Shankaracharya. Adi, the beginner. This Shankaracharya is telling, Durlabham trayame vahita, devanugraha hetukam, manushyatam Mumukshutvam, Moha Purusha Shamastraya. These are the three things. And these three things, this human body we have got, these Jadavas, the Ungi, the Andamani, there are 6 aboriginals. We saw them very close. And I used to wonder why these people is living like this. No difference between any animal and those type of human being. I'm sorry to say this, but this is the fact. And that is why it says, everything is just similar. Same with the animals, human being and animal. Dharmena hina pashuri saman. Without the religion, we are all like animals. What is the instinct in animal? Surviving instinct. I have to survive. The moment all the deers are grazing, suddenly they found somehow the saints nearby there is a tiger, they all run. Because to survival instinct. So this survival is really, once I was flying from Calcutta to Port Blair, that Andaman again, in between suddenly for the bad weather, sometimes it is, and all people were crying, shouting, and they were cursing the what's called pilot, and the air hostesses, they were going on trying. Oh, you need to... I was sitting there. I always keep Thakurna Swamiji's photo. I was looking at it. Thakur, if I die, please remember me that I am dying because of you. So, I was there nicely in Calcutta, and he posted me over here to work among these people. And I am going. Someone, a rich devotee, he purchased a ticket. And I was thinking nicely, I will go, and this is the problem. But anyway, I was going. Then there was an MP, a member of the parliament, he was also there. And he said, in the microphone that they announce sometimes, he said, friends, there is a Ramakrishna Mission Swami, you did not to worry, he will pray for us and we will be all right. I thought, how can you say like that? I am myself is worried. But anyway, when he said that Sri Ramakrishna's, they are the followers of Sri Ramakrishna, the living God, please Swamiji come and pray for us. I can pray, I don't know what it is to when you listen or not. But I didn't say it openly, I was thinking. Then I went and told, as a friends, you are all shouting and you are behaving so very peculiarly, if I like to say. Why? Suppose you are shouting, and please don't mind if I say, and we break down over here. Is it going to help us? No. And suppose you sit over here, and then quietly take the name of God, and if you don't believe in God, okay, you just sing something, or read books, or do something. Forget about the fear of death. Death itself will be ashamed. What are these people? They are not terrified. No, we are not terrified. Why should we be? We know the next birth again we will come. This is good, but the whole body is going away. And that is also in the ocean. That's good. And next again I will come somewhere. You'll start new. I am not afraid of death. If you think like that, then you started listening. And then slowly, I started chanting some name. I told, please repeat. Majority of the people that don't believe in God, and then even those who are believing, there are sections. There will be some are believing in this God, some are that God. So all sorts of, we are like that. But two things are sure, death and birth. Whether we believe in these or that. So only thing, we have to develop our mind in that position where we can cross all this limitation, and that is the teachings of Sri Ramakrishna. Whatever path you like to follow, you follow. But reach over there. And then you see everything is the same. And what will come to you? Love. So what is religion? Nothing but love. Love we are already having it, but only for limited people. Sometimes we also extend our love to the nearby people. I was traveling in a train, a family, they came, and India, they sometimes respect the Gerua clad people. I was sitting just opposite. It was time for food, and the lady of the family, she brought out a very good food, and she was distributing, and then Swamiji, aap bhi thoda le lijiye. Swamiji, you also take. I said, okay. And she distributed like other members. And then finally, she should not have done. And she licked that spoon and cleaned it by licking and then kept in the bag. Then I thought maybe this same practice she has done before. So it is difficult to eat now. This is the same thing. The doubt came, and that there is nothing, but still I was feeling, how can I take this food if she has already the same spoon? But anyway, how to do, and they have given it in such a love. Sometimes we have to also do this type of drama. So I sat with that food, closed my eyes, and that I was also having some food in my bag. I could not take it out, and I could not eat this, so I was fast. So ultimately, so the friendship and love is there, but the love should be with respect. And love should be for each and every one. So this is the speciality. Ma Sharadamani Devi. One little girl used to come to her in Calcutta house, and she used to love Holy Mother very much. And when Holy Mother was preparing to go to Jairambati Kamalpoko, she started crying, complaining, don't go, don't go. Then the mother told, do you love me? Oh yes, I love you. How much do you love? The small child. She showed like this, I love you so much, this big. Just spreading both the hands, she was telling. Mother told, is it? Oh, how do I will know that you love me so much? Then the child told, how to how to express that I love you so much. Then the Holy Mother said, if you can love like that, everyone, not only me, everyone, if you can love like that as you are loving me, then I will understand you are really loving me so much. She told, okay, I will love everyone. Then again the Holy Mother asked, how I will know that you are loving everyone so much? She said, how can I prove it? Again Holy Mother, the child is only, through the child, Holy Mother is teaching us. Then the mother said, don't ask anything in return from anyone. Don't expect anything from anyone in return. Then I will understand that you really love everyone so much. So that is unselfish love, and that is God. In a human life, if you are developing slowly up to that, then it is fulfilled. Or otherwise, we are never satisfied. We know so many things. When the ant will come out, what the elephant will do, what the snakes will be, how the snakes will behave, everything we know. I was also in Arunachal Pradesh. This Swamiji who is sitting over here, they are the trustees of the board. And all over we are almost 2,000 monks. And then almost we are having 175 or 80 centers all over. So they take the decisions. And there's a group of trustees there. And when I did, when they sent me to Andaman, there was nothing. Then by the grace of Mother, when everything was there, I used to sit as an in chair, on a chair, wooden chair, and there was a small, what's called, something used to, a nail hurt me, and over there, sorry. And this nail used to hurt me, so I could not make it. Then one gentleman gave me one good chair, a revolving chair. And it was a plastic and everything was there. I thought, let the new building get opened, then I will put that new chair over there and sit. Then General Secretary Swamiji went there, Smarananandaji, many of you must have. And Morning, it was, all this program was over. Afternoon, he said, "Oh, you have done a wonderful job." I am thinking that I will send you somewhere else. I told this, "Okay, Swamiji, but shall I open that chair and sit on that?" "No, next man will do that." So I had to give that new chair, and I could not use that chair because the next man came and sat. And that is the life, immediately. And that is a wonderful life. No attachment. Wherever we go, we try to do as best as possible, and then they say, "Go there," we go there. Because life is always connected with Sri Ramakrishna. And wherever we go, Sri Ramakrishna, God. Whoever comes near us, they are our people. Sometimes people will be asking, "Swamiji, are you from Bengal? Swamiji, are you from Maharashtra? Are you from this? Are you from that?" We are from everywhere. Only maybe that I know this language, that's all. That may be the mother tongue, that's all. But now, we belong to every. One person, he asked me, when from Andaman to Arunachal Pradesh, this is also beautiful ashram. So I think that Swamiji also came to Ishatmanandaji. It was inside the jungle. And that is real jungle. It's not like America, Canada jungle. This is real jungle. And the road, when you are traveling in that road, every moment is an adventure. Your vehicle may turn left side or right side, or something may happen. So every moment was we had a school over there. We are having a school over there. One teacher, newly married, he came and to say to Swamiji, "I'm in a great problem." "And what?" My wife is telling she won't stay here." "And why?" Now she saw the snake is passing just near our corridor, our veranda, and she's terrified. She don't like to stay here. I said, "Can you please bring her here? I'd like to talk to her." He brought that lady. I told, "Oh, you are afraid." "We are all afraid." But the thing is, before marriage, he knew that this gentleman is a teacher of this place for years. And even then you married. Why? I was thinking Arunachal is a beautiful place. It is beautiful. "No, this is so much jungle and snakes are there." I told, in the jungle only snakes and tigers live. There, President of America cannot be. You cannot expect the President of America roaming in that jungle. Don't the snakes. What is there? Snake is not looking at you. You also don't look at the snake. That's right. Before marriage, you knew whom you are going to marry. You knew what is the situation you are going to live. So you have to accept. Go and stay there. So now they are all happy. So this is the situation in Arunachal Pradesh. There's a small rivulet. The devotees, they started feeling that I am feeling very bad because we developed that asrama in that way. Then one gentleman rang me and said, "Swamiji, you must be feeling too much pain. Leaving Andaman, you have gone to Arunachal." I told you, "Will you believe? Come and see. So much I cry that by the side there is a river." So this way, there is no attachment, but tremendous work we have to do for the benefit of others. That is the secret. So that is called karma yoga. You are getting attached with God, and through karma, through work, and when you are doing the work, trying to do it perfectly. And that is possible only when we give good advices. So durlabam trayame vayitat. First is the human body. Devanugraha hetukam manushyatvam, human body. That all of us we have got. Second, mumukshutvam, a desire to be liberated from the bondage of birth and death. So this is very important. If we have really understood that this life is transitory and is going to pass, look at our own life. Mostly we have crossed 50, look back, we think how life is going on. We are thinking that this is our life. We were born somewhere, grew up somewhere, in different atmosphere, and then somehow, maybe many of you for the job and some of us for the ideology, we are here. And then someday we will be somewhere else. So like that life is going on and we are thinking, this is our life and we are living. Really? We turn back and see, somewhere someone is just dragging us. And we are going on following that, thinking I am doing. Isn't it? So this is the secret. The moment you can understand, so that we have to. And if we are attaching ourselves with the God, what will happen? If we are trying to attach ourselves with the God, last time when I went to Belur, there's the concluding function, and many devotees came from Assam, because I was in Arunachal Pradesh for a long time, 12 years. I jokingly say, Ramchandra was in the jungle for 14 years, I am 12 years. Yes. And in Ramchandra he met many rishis, and I met only underground the Nagas. They're all very ferocious people. But anyway, so now Ramchandra also had some problems. So we had a wonderful time over there. Now things are all changing. Suddenly, it's going on. We do not know what is going to happen the next day. So we have to be very, very cautious. Next moment, what is going to happen, we do not know. So this moment I should live for God. What will happen if I live with God? All these people came from Assam to meet me. I told in Belur Math it is difficult to meet all of you. Nearly 25, 26 people. I told, better you go to Dakshineshwar. I will also go into Dakshineshwar. We will meet over there. When we met over there, then I told, let us go to one place just nearby. And let us go and pay our respect over there. So we walked, only 5 minutes or 6 minutes walk. And this actually, that temple, now it is under Mataji's, Sarada Mission. The ladies, the girls, who are giving up the hut and home and embracing the sannyasa life, sannyasinis, they are living over there. Usually you don't go, but out of curiosity I went to see that. Roshik Bhita, now they call it. Then these devotees came, I told, go and pranam to the shrine. I don't like to go in the shrine because it is Mataji's ashrama. I sat in the outside that room. And when they came back, I told, many of them are Brahmins. Even in Assam, even today, if he is a Brahmin, high caste, he always will say, I'm a Brahmin. So that is, I told, you have offered pranam over there? Well, yes. You know whose house we are sitting, prasad we are eating, offering pranam? Whose house is this? No, this is a temple. This is a temple now. Whose house this was? Many of them they don't know. So I told, this was the house of a sweeper. He was a sweeper of the temple. His name was Rashid. And he observed Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna. He understood that he is not an ordinary person. Many of the educated people, they could not understand that God, he is roaming, talking, and they were thinking an ordinary person, why should you go? Rashid understood. So that is his fate. Though he was a very ordinary person doing a very, very menial job, but still that was the greatness. And he understood. One day, when there was nobody, Rashid came and then holding the feet of the Sri Ramakrishna prayed, Thakur, are you not going to bless me? Sri Ramakrishna asked, what do you want? He was a poor man, illiterate person. He could say, please bless me so that my children become great. They leave. Naturally the people, they pray like that. But he understood the right thing. He said, when I am passing away, that very moment I like to see you, that you are holding my hand and taking me away. Please promise that when I am going to take the last breath, when I am going to die, that very moment you will be there. In the Bhagavad Gita, it says, The last moment, whatever he will think, he will go and become that. So that way we go on traveling. One lady was telling me, asking me, Swamiji, I like birds. Is it that next life I become a bird? I told, if you like to be, you can be. Then nothing, then you will be going on singing, flying, that's good. Then again, when you are bored, then you come and sit in this window and look at the temple and say, enough, now I like to be a human being again. You will be a human being again. We pray to God. So she was, no, I don't like to be bird. I love bird, but I don't like to be bird. So this way, it goes like this. Rashik, as because he came in so much contact with Sri Ramakrishna, and the last moment, those who have read the life of the Rashik method, he will wonder, really God kept his promise. And last moment, Rashik told, spread the mat, that Father has come, he used to call Baba, that the Venerable Sir has come, Sri Ramakrishna has come, he passed away. Now this house of this humble person has become a temple. And go around the Calcutta, there were all landlords, very rich people, big houses. Now all those are haunted houses. Nobody goes over there. Previously they used to sit like this, and at the gate there will be the gatekeepers. Ordinary people are not allowed. They are all egoistic people. What happened afterwards? Nobody remembers. But all they remember Rashik Mathur. They will be reading his biography. An ordinary sweeper, his biographies are now read by so many educated people. Why? Because he came in contact with Bhagavan, God, and that is the benefit. If we come to God, we become immortal. Sure. So that is the reason, this immortality. People will be remembering us. If we want to be, we want that. All people, they want that we should be remembered. You know, here in America, I have not seen, but in India, anyone can contest for election. Many of the people, they will contest knowing that they are not going to get even the 2 votes. Because only 1 vote he gets, that is his own. His wife also is not casting vote in his favor. He gets only 1 vote. Even then they will be contesting. Why? They will be printing a lot of flyers, and that they will paste here and there. And when they are roaming, they will see their own picture and feel proud. Look at me. This is my picture. So that way, we are so fools. Every moment we are changing. But we do not believe that we are going to pass away one day. Whatever we may be educated, maybe a lot of wealth is there. One person, he very quickly became millionaire. And one of the family ladies, she used to tell him, brother, why don't you give some money to the Ramakrishna, the Vivekananda Society? They need some money. His brother said, why should I give the money to Vivekananda? What they are going to do? If I give this money to the politicians, I can get a lot more back. If I give to the God, God is not going to give anything. You know what happened to him? He is preparing himself to go to jail. But he did something wrong, and now the American police arrested, and he is preparing. Now he is pretending that he is that liquor he is drinking, so that he won't go to the real jail, and he will be in some correctional or some treatment, etc. That way. Anyway, he is spending a lot of money on that. And all his money is now taking away the lawyers and the doctors and everyone except God. So that is if you are trying to, what happened? Now he came to meet me. Somehow I was not there. And he left the word, Swamiji, will you please pray for me? I will give you $100,000. If I pray. I told, I will pray to Thakur for you, and then for the $100,000, Thakur will beat me. You know why? The one person came and he wanted to give 10,000 rupees in those days, in the days of Thakur. 10,000 rupees to Thakur, and Thakur told, no, I cannot take it. I don't need it. Then of course, immediately, Thakur was like that, Sri Ramakrishna, we lovingly called Thakur. And the Sri Ramakrishna, immediately, he wanted to taste Holy Mother. The women, they like to have the money so that they can purchase new thing, that thing. So, he said, go, there is a lady, see that if she wants to take the money, you can give it to her. And Holy Mother passed the exam. And she told, what I am going to do with this money? Because whatever money I get, I only use for him. And if he is not going to use that, I won't take that. So that is a tradition. Because this person came with so much of desire, it was not donation, it was a purchase, it was a bargaining, and that is the reason. But same Sri Ramakrishna, he was asking Master Mahasaya, he was an ordinary teacher. In those days, teacher means a very humble person. The salary was not much. And he was asking him, can you please purchase one dhoti for me, one cloth for me? Then he said, not one, bring two. Perhaps Master Mahasaya was scratching his head. The one was sufficient for me and two were for my head. But God is going to those people who are really good. And go on begging, can you please give me something? So this is the speciality of God. Now that we have got an opportunity to come near God, to do something for the God, this is not ordinary thing. I tell you. It's not ordinary thing. Believe it. There is something special. This God gave the call. Where you are, oh my children, come to me. I am holding all this treasure to give it to you. Come to me. Very few has come. You go, we are here in America, in the North America, for more than 100 years. 1893, 94, Swami Vivekananda came, and then the New Year. Then from then onwards, the mission is going on. How many followers are there? How many they know about us? Nobody. Very handful. Then one person came, a young man, and he is a business advisor. Somewhere he is working. He came, Swamiji, you people don't know how to market Vedanta. So we have to market Vedanta, and good packaging is necessary. The excellent thing. But why don't you go to Vedanta and tell them how to promote Vedanta, marketing, packaging. This is good. But anyway, what do you think? How we can do it? Then he told, look at the Hindu temple just nearby. Ours is Homerglen. This is from, I think, 35 miles away from downtown Chicago. And Homerglen is our next village. Lemont is our next village. Then there's a beautiful Hindu temple. A lot of people go over there. They have two things, the yoga classes and a very big kitchen. And Saturday, Sunday, you will get dosa, idli, sambar, so many things. So there will be all the whole area, car parking area is full. In our area, only 3-4 they will come, they will sit and meditate, and then at the time of going, only some broken biscuits will be there as well. So who will come? Now I am changing. I told at least keep some complete biscuit. Because a broken biscuit is too much. So naturally we are very few people. And he advised, look at that temple. You start over here a Bengali special food, and particularly sweets. Young people like me, all they love sweets, and they will all come over here. I told, but Vedanta is very bitter. After eating this bitter, do you think you can tally with the sweets? It's not possible. Do you know what is Vedanta says? Give everything to everyone. Because all that you see is nothing but God. Ishavastamidam sarvam yat kincha yadatyam jagat. That is Vedanta. You know what they say? They say always, you have to give and give. Swami Vivekananda said, thou, fire nahi char, thake jadi hridaya shambhav. Go give and give, and never ask anything in return. Because you are having so much within you. The more you give, more you get. The moment you are asking in return something, even the ocean becomes a drop of water. Don't ask. Do you think the Bengali sweets can help to learn? No. This is something different. So let people come, those who like to come, but they are the jewels. Very few, but excellent people. They will be coming, they will be learning. And this is not a temple, this is an institution. When the person is coming, is an ordinary man coming and praying to God. And he is thinking, oh, this is my God, oh God, please give me these things to me. Suddenly he remembered his brother is also in difficulty. Please also help my brother. And my son was also complaining, can you please help him too? My daughter also needs him, she is very young, please help her. Like it goes. Then slowly, he starts attending the classes, courses, discourses. And from there he learns. You have to think about others also. Sarvastaratu durgani, sarvo bhadrani pashyatu, sarvasat buddhimapnotu, sarvam. This also we are praying. Everybody be happy, everybody healthy. And among the everybody, I am also there. I am not asking for anything. I am asking for everyone. Because I know if everybody is happy, I am also happy. I am a part and parcel of that. Swami Vivekananda said, one atom is dragging the whole universe at his back. And if only I become happy, all are unhappy. Can I be happy? People will come and take everything away from me. You know that in most of you who are from India, that in northeastern part there's a Nagaland. There's Nagaland, there's a chief minister is Nipurio. And I was telling him, any new vehicle is coming in the market, second vehicle is his. Immediately. But the Nagaland road is broken, very poverty, all this thing. And he feels that I have so many new cars, and he is very happy. I cannot tell him directly. So in a meeting, indirectly I was telling, suppose you have many cars, but there is no road. You have to keep the car. You are bringing the car from the shop and then keeping the same way, so that when the people are coming and you can say, I have purchased this car. You know how much? 37 lakhs. That much. But you cannot drive because there is no road. And suppose you are driving all along, people are so poor, and they'll be looking at the car, maybe that they're angry, throwing the stone. You cannot ever think you are safe. But suppose all of you are good, all your people, then as a leader you are getting the respect. When from the president is coming from the Bangladesh to India, please don't mind, I am not comparing, and just practical thing. The president of Bangladesh, when visiting India, in a corner of a newspaper will be President of Bangladesh visited, and one of our ministers will say, but 1 or 2 lines, that's all. It's a poor country. We are not interested. But if President of America is coming 1 month before, all our new channel, they will be going on giving you the information what the dog of the president is eating and how the dog will be there, what his wife is going to do, and 1 month all people will. Is it because the President of America is good-looking person, smart person? No. Because the America as a country, as a society is rich and educated. So you have to develop whole, and that's why in religion also Vedanta teaches you have to help each and every one. Why? That's why Vivekananda made this organization. Not only very little puja will be there, ritual will very little. You go to any other Hindu temples, The first thing they will do, Ganesha Abhishekam, this Abhishekam, that Abhishekam, the constantly Abhishekam will be there. You are so tired of it. And then when you come back, you forget that you have to have the Abhishekam also. Abhishekam means taking the bath. So they will be forgetful. The ritual is necessary. But along with the ritual, you have to have the philosophy. You should have the philosophy. I say, in the spiritual realm, first is a philosophy. And the philosophy teaches you this life is transitory. Everything is changing. But there is one thing static. I say, I was a small little kid. I was a child. Now I am a grown-up man. I will become old. I will die. All I is constant. And this I is observing the changes of the body, of the society, of environment. What is this I? Ko ayam. Who am I? That is the question. That has been answered. I remember when I went to somebody's house, they asked me to sit in the room and went inside, the gentleman and the lady, to prepare something for me. One small little girl, she was playing somewhere, she came. Suddenly she saw me sitting over there, very smart. She came near and then she asked me, "Who are you?" Then I told, "Sweetie, that is the thing I am trying to understand. Who am I?" "Oh, I am." Then she was very grave. Then she went inside, talked with maybe with some people, then came back and asked with great concern, "Can't you remember your name even?" The ko I am, who am I? Am I this body, this name, this all these things that I am feeling? No. Then who am I? I am the soul. Swami Vivekananda said that each soul is potentially divine. This potentiality is there. And what is that divinity? Unselfish love, unselfishness itself. That is divinity. Jesus said, "The blessed are those who are pure in heart, for they shall see God." What is purity? Look at the 12th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, from 13th to 19th, only 7 the slokas. What is divinity? And the 16th chapter, from the beginning, 3 slokas only, 26 qualities he is mentioning divinity. Adveshta sarvabhutanam, maitra karuna evacha. That is divinity. I am not going to explain. Maybe that Swamiji, when he gives the classes on Bhagavad Gita, so this is divinity. This is purity. The Jesus is telling the pure in heart. Who are pure in heart? If we go and bathe in the Ganga, Jamuna, Godavari, Saraswati, to some extent, psychologically we feel we are. But actually, these are the qualities that we have to develop. Now, if the human being developing that quality, what they will become? Godly people. And all through their life, they will be satisfied. And that what we want. Ma Sharadamani Devi said, if you want peace, if, she is using the word, Jyoti Shanti Pete Jao, in Bengali. If you want peace, not that you must have to. You go on playing, no problem. But if you want peace, as a human being, they know everything about all things except about themselves. In the morning, suppose you make a dosa and give it to the people, and then you'll be so happy, oh, today is dosa. Then you thought, oh, he loves dosa. Next day dosa, he'll be eating without any murmuring. Third day, he'll be, why every day dosa? Don't you know any other item every day dosa? So we are confused actually. What do we really want? We are not happy. If you go and ask the President of America, he is the topmost man in the whole world. Are you happy, sir? Secretly he will say, no sir, I am not happy. Because after 2 years I am going to be an ordinary person. And only thing that I will be going on doing, the cutting the ribbon here and there. I am not happy. So I wish that I should be there for all through my life. Nobody is happy. Why? Because we do not know how I can become happy. This Vedanta teaches us how to be happy. Swami Vivekananda is telling, if you can make other people happy, you are happy. You can become happy by making others happy. This is the secret. And how we can make other people happy? Some people emotionally, they try to do something and after some time they forget it with the bitter experiences. But we go on doing. Why? Philosophy. And this philosophy tells us each and every being that you see is nothing but your God, the living God and goddesses. This is the philosophy. This is an abstract idea. How to understand that? Then there will be lives, the living. Sometimes mythology, the stories will be there. How these wonderful ideas, ideologies, they are practicing. And after that, it comes rituals, very, very essential rituals. Because every day morning you have to come and then you have to do like this, you have to sit like this, you have to chant like this every day. Slowly, by rituals, your mind is becoming concentrated, one-pointed. Whatever may be, I must have to do this. This is essential. Ritual. And after the ritual comes morality. You learn that I should not hurt others. I should not behave like this and that. And the ultimate things come spirituality. So, spirituality is the ultimate thing. So, this is the main thing. If you go to the Upanishad, very few words will be there. Satyam, Vada, Dharmam, Chara. That's only for the brahmacharis, those who have come to learn basic thing. You must tell truth, you should not hurt others, all basic thing. But when it is in spirituality, everything is nothing but the same God. Yo kuch hai, so tu hi hai. There's a beautiful song is there. So from this way we are developing, and I think I've crossed the 8 o'clock. It's almost. See the speciality of Hinduism. 1 or 2 minutes?
Yes. Then you have to sing a song.
Oh, see the speciality of Hinduism we must remember. We do not know that we never worship the images. We have so many images. If you go to any traditional Hindu temple in the morning and bow down all the gods and goddesses, you need not to do any extra exercises. So many gods and goddesses are there, you are doing like this, all Surya Pranam, etc. over. So why so many gods and goddesses? No, we have only one God. In the South India, southern part of India, the same God, Kartikeya, Murgayan, he is having 2 wives and a little there. No problem. And same God, he become Kartikeya in eastern part of India, he is a bachelor. And for the Hindus there is no problem. When you are in the eastern part, we are worshipping bachelor Kartik. When you are coming to the southern part, we are worshipping married Kartik. Because we know that Kartik is not our goal. That image is not our goal. Symbolism. This is very, very important. The American flag is a symbol. It teaches American history. So when I was coming over here, someone told, as because you are going to get the green card, the moment you are reaching over there, so they will ask you the American history. So I went on reading the books. The 13 star means this strip means this, and 51 strips are there. So like that. This is the history. Only one flag telling you the history of America. But look at the flag of India, no history, philosophy. The Indian flag teaches you the philosophy, the peace, the tyaga, the girva, that this strip is there. There's a renunciation and purity. So the philosophy, because the country is like that. And this is the ultimate thing we have to understand, the philosophy they call it Hinduism, actually it is Vedantism or Sanatana Dharma, and what it teaches. One truth. Ekam Satyam Vipra Bahuda Vadanti. Only one God. Why so many gods and goddesses? It doesn't matter through whom you are reaching, but reach over there, that's all. And then symbol is so much. The more you grow, the more subtle becomes the symbol. The goddess Kali, one lady, she was telling about the goddess Kali. And everyone will be telling the stories also like that. That she came out cutting the head of the bad people, Asura, and then making the garland of the skulls, and she is going on killing people. No, never. Can a lady cutting the head of the people and making a garland of that skull, can you call her lady? Can you call her mother? Can you worship her as a divine mother? No. What is that symbol? What is that symbol? Kali is a Shakti Devi, power. And where is the power? In the muscle? No, in the brain. And that's why head is the symbol of intellect. Head is the symbol of knowledge. And that's why this goddess Kali, she is Prakriti, she is having the symbol. And one of the best devotee of goddess Kali, he is writing, Brahmanda Chilona Jakon Mundamala Kotai Pe. When there was no creation at all, wherefrom you got the skulls? There was no one. Kali Panchashata Varni Varne Varne Prakash Kavi. This is all the varnas are there. So this is the skull, that garland is a symbol of knowledge. And that is our Kali. The more you get that knowledge, the more powerful you are. So that is the symbolism. Now, this Hinduism, it goes through this. Through this symbol, through these images, to all that is everywhere. Right? This moment, if we close our eyes and try to imagine God is everywhere, can you imagine? We cannot. I was telling someone that there's some friend who was there. He used to say, how Hindus can worship the all-pervading God, all-powerful God in an image, small image. How that all-powerful or everywhere God can enter into a small image. Then I told my friend is having the problem which I was having in my childhood days. I used to love samosa, and I used to wonder, samosa English, do you know? Samosa, you know. And it has become in English, okay. The samosa, I used to wonder how the potato entered into samosa when everything is closed. So that was my problem in those days. I used to love samosa, I used to wonder. Right now he said, all-powerful God. Not powerful, all-powerful. And all-powerful God cannot enter into image? Even anywhere. So that's why Hindus are going through this. I will conclude this portion by just quoting one verse from Tulsidas Ji. There's a wonderful way he's explaining. Tulsidas Ji, all through his life, he worshipped Ramachandra. Rama, 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 all the time. He's a personal God. Sri Ramakrishna, he worshipped Goddess Kali, personal God. But when he realized Goddess Kali, there's no image, there's only light. Read that Ramakrishna's biography. And Tulsidas Ji, there he mentions, one day he invited all gods and goddesses, and he kept seat reserved for the gods and goddesses. This is for Vishnu, this is for Shiva, like that. Rama also came, he invited Rama, but there was no seat for him. He found, hey, Tulsidas, where shall I sit? Where is my seat? Then Tulsidas in his couplet, he is mentioned, this is wonderful. Poocho mahi kiraho kaha. You are asking me, O God, where you will sit? Poocho mahi kiraho kaha. Main poochhat sakuchao. Now let me ask you a question, O God. Jahan na ho तोहु देहु कही तुम ही बैठाओ ठाओ. Tell me where you are not, I will spread your seat over there. So this is the beauty of Hinduism. Through image to all non-form. No form, all pervading, but with the help of image. Thank you very much. And I was just jotting down one song, I cannot remember the words. I'm not a singer, but somehow I saw this picture. This is Panchavati. And there's a very wonderful person is there. I think he has passed away or not, I don't know. Recent. He has composed a song describing this Panchavati and Sri Ramakrishna. Panchavati te bhore rado pakhi ragaye gan Ram Krishna Ram Krishna Ram Krishna Naam Pakhi ragaye gan. In the dawn, all the birds are chirping over here as if they are taking the name of Sri Ramakrishna. Ramakrishna, Ramakrishna, Ramakrishna. Prabhat Ravir Kirane Jamon Andhakarer Khai. When the sun rises, all the darkness melts, go away. Sri Ramakrishna Sharane Manane Pranere Mukti Hai. Similarly, if you are taking the name of Sri Ramakrishna, doing the japa of Sri Ramakrishna, and your mind will be purified. Prabhat Ravir Kirane Jamon Andhakarer Khai. Sri Ramakrishna Sharane Manane Pranere Mukti Hai. Antar lok sheshubho aloke kare ananda snan. Rama Krishna Nam Panchavati te bhore raloe pakhi ragaye gan. Then the sadhaka who has come to know about Sri Ramakrishna, he is calling everyone, the passerbys and those who are going on pilgrimage. While you are going to search for God, come to Dakshineshwar. See here, just before the Bhavatarini, God Himself is standing. Ore o pathi tirtha jatri kotha khojish devo tare chok mile de dakhineshwari bhavatarini dare shakal shandha Alkananda Pankar Nam Shudha. Day and night, morning and evening, as if you are bathing in the Alkananda, the holy river, take the name of Sri Ramakrishna every moment. Hriday binay bajuk shetan ghuche ja khudha trisha. You will forget your hunger, you will forget your thirst. Your heart will go on singing the name of Sri Ramakrishna. Shakal Shandha Alkananda পান কর নাম সুধা, হৃদয় বিনয় বাজুক সে তান, ঘুচে যা ক্ষুধা তৃষা। জগতের গুরু তিনি কল্পতরু, কাঙালেরও ভগবান। Is the God of all, right from the downtrodden person to everyone. Only you have to go and ask him, and he is the kalpataru, wish-fulfilling tree. Whatever he will pray, worldly things, worldly pleasure, worldly success, that also you will get from him. If you want the spirituality, that also you will get. And Rama Krishna Nam Panchavati Bhore Ralo Pakhira Gai Gan. Rama Krishna, Rama Krishna, Rama Krishna Nam